Welcome to City 17. You have chosen or been chosen to relocate to one of our finest remaining urban centers.
VR's got to the point where most games are modded to become a VR title. I'm surprised that even Minecraft has VR that runs really great now. Oh, 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 oh. Every aspect of what makes a fun VR game can be in modded titles, but realistically, most VR games have no story but are centered around the fun of the mechanics. Half-Life 2 VR, however, disregards that idea and has the story already there. Okay. Do you ever think back to when you were young, playing a game that you loved before you had to go to school? Or let's say you were up super late at night playing that game. Now imagine if it had a remaster or a remake in the console style that you wanted. That's Half-Life 2 VR in a nutshell. The nostalgia I felt when I was playing through it was absolutely insane. I never thought about Half-Life 2 being in VR before. I always heard of a ton of Source games getting VR mods, like Portal 2 and Left 4 Dead 2, but I didn't think they'd be playable yet. So when I booted up Half-Life 2 VR, I was in utter awe with how amazing it is. I could play through the slums of City 17 as Gordon Freeman once more, but with hands. It feels so good to punch him with my hands. No. I said no. I remember the guard near the start just tossing the can to the ground. Now I can pick it up and throw it at the guard with my actual hand this time. Oh, I remember this guy. What do you want? The controls feel good, not as perfect as Half-Life Alyx, but that's also really hard to implement without Source 2. I look back at Half-Life 2's story and I'm seriously blown away with how it compares to stories nowadays, especially with the deep lore. You could look up videos of Half-Life 2 icebergs and you would find a ton of 1 to 3 hour videos about it. Each video could even end up talking about slightly different lore or completely opposite theories entirely. It's interesting to watch these videos and I highly suggest watching some of them just to understand some of the deep lore of Half-Life. Going through the starting areas of Half-Life 2 is so exciting and I've yet to find an area I didn't enjoy playing in VR. I enjoyed playing through Ravenholm the most because of the amount of times I was jump scared. Imagine going through Ravenholm in person and dealing with all the head crabs and zombies, because that's what it seriously feels like. Each new area of Half-Life 2 VR feels so refreshing after playing the game on PC. You get to experience the game completely new due to the fact it's from a brand new perspective, which is virtual reality. The city, the underground, fighting Ravenholm for your life, beating up Combine. That's what I thought. The amount of ideas you can bring to the table with VR modded titles is absolutely underrated. I don't think all games can become VR titles or even modded, but some have good ideas that can translate towards VR titles. Half-Life 2 VR takes all the good things about Half-Life 2 and translates those so perfectly into the VR mod itself. The guns, the interactions, NPCs, holding and throwing items. It's just all so smooth and fun to play with. Mechanics will make or break a game for me, and a lot of VR games aren't that much fun due to the fact they are very clunky with their mechanics or they have issues unresolved. The vehicle part is kind of wild though. It's really weird to play in VR considering I have no way of feeling like I'm actually driving and it flips so quickly. It's still fun in its own right, especially running Combine over and laughing at Jim the Combine, who never made it past training. That's right, Jim. I knew this whole time. Lazy ass. Realistically, looking at the game, you'd expect it to cost a lot of money, but it's a free mod on Steam you can download. Even Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and 2 are free DLC for the mod. Now I can see Eli die in a POV that makes it so much worse. Oh, and before you say spoiler, this game came out in 2004 and it's $10 and goes on sale often. Get it and play it, stinkies. It's so worth it. Being able to see a lot of the trauma that's caused over the course of the games, like I experienced when I was younger, but in VR is kind of wild and really makes you realize how much fun it is to play the game again. It's like grandma being put in VR and told to play the Planks game before she falls and pops her hip again. Or it's like me crouching down to pick up a can in Half-Life 2 VR and you hear all of my bones pop like I'm 90 years old. Half-Life 2 is still such a great game that holds up in my standards, and I hope it does for you all as well. It's a game that I still think deserves a lot of love, especially with Black Mesa. Maybe even Black Mesa has a VR mod. It's not like they already have a VR version, right? Well, fuck, they went and did it. I guess I was proven wrong already. Half-Life 2 in VR can take a long time to finish just because of how much content there is. I think I spent around 40 hours in the game before I finished it. It's like how Miyazaki said Elden Ring only has 100 hours of gameplay, and I still haven't beaten it, and I have over 400 hours in the game. I still feel like I could put another 20 or so hours into the Half-Life 2 VR and still not do all the things actually in the game. It's been out for ages, and I still haven't found all the secrets in the game either. It's a little crazy how much content we put into the games made in 2004. Sort of like how System Shock or Prey had so much content, I still see secrets on YouTube I never even knew existed. I would be surprised if I knew all the secrets in Half-Life 2, and maybe I should even try to find them all. Going through the game in VR gives a new reason to find ways to break the game and find funny bugs. Before, people would bunny hop and speedrun the game that way, but in VR, you can't really bunny hop. Maybe I should speedrun Half-Life 2 VR and post about it. I could be the best Half-Life 2 VR player. No one's done a Half-Life 2 VR speedrun. I can be the first! Woo! Okay, now with that out of the way, we can focus on the endings to Half-Life 2 VR. The cutscenes near the end of the game are just as good as the rest of the game. You'd expect a game made for flat screen monitors to not do well with the 3D cutscene. They're just as phenomenal, if not even more fascinating. I love experiencing games I used to play in VR, and I think Half-Life 2 VR was the best way to show that. I had no issue showing how fun the game is with VR. It's like all the nostalgia reappeared in my mind as I saw each character I once loved over the course of the game. I got to see Eli, Alex, and Dog once more, which was already a great experience. Being able to play as Gordon Freeman in VR is like Doom somehow getting a VR mod and rip and tearing. Sadly, we are probably never getting a Doom VR besides the sad creation of Doom VFR. Anyways, thanks for watching what I did the past week. I hope you guys are having a great week and playing some fun games. I'm planning to build on Minecraft VR for the next week, so you'll probably see me hyperfixate on that. I'll see you all next video. Peace.
Welcome to City 17. You have chosen or have been chosen to get fucked in the ass! Fuck you! Fuck you so much! Leave the fucking city now! Get back on that fucking train and go back where you fucking came from, you fucking assholes! I fucking hate you so much! Fuck you, Gordon Freeman. I hope you get run over by a fucking train! You stupid